Hey guys, welcome to this video. I haven't seen you guys in a very long time. A lot has happened. My daughter is now 3 years old, my oldest, and my second oldest is turning 2 in May. So I've been a very busy mom. We've recently become real estate owners, and we've just been working like crazy. But I wanted to make this video because we have decided to have a third baby. I will make a separate video on how we decided if we wanted to grow our family or stop. I always said I wanted only 2 kids and nothing more. If an accident did happen, I say accident, but if there was another baby added to the mix, it would be totally fine, and every baby is a blessing, but we wanted no more than 2. But our decision did change, and so therefore I had a 2-month window in order to conceive, and I know that might seem a little weird, but the reason being is I didn't want my kids too spaced out. My 2 daughters are very close in age. Like I said, one is almost 2 and the other is 3. She won't be 4 until October, so they are a little bit more than a year apart. And so I just really like them being staggered together. That's my personal preference. That's not for everybody. That's just me. So this baby is already going to be 2 years apart. This baby. So yes, the ovulation did work. If you are a family member or a friend watching this photo or this video, please do not spoil it for anybody. I do want to keep it private until we announce it, obviously until we are in the green zone, or the safe zone, they say, at around 12 weeks. We have had a miscarriage before, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. So let's get right into it. I went ahead and bought off of Amazon this ovulation test kit. So it's called Easy at Home, and it comes with 50 ovulation tests and 20 at-home HCG pregnancy tests. It comes with 2 booklets, one for how to read the test strips for pregnancy, one how to read it for ovulation. And these are what the tests look like. So you can see I used a substantial amount for just 1 month cycle. Yes, we did get pregnant on the first try. My heart goes out to any woman that has a hard time conceiving, especially those that takes years to conceive and a lot of money. My heart goes out to you. We are very blessed in my family to get pregnant. As my grandmother says, she would say, my grandpa could piss in the wind and she would be pregnant. So we are very fertile myrtles here. So that was another reason why me and Brett were debating on whether to get a vasectomy or our options for that if we were done having kids. So I bought these test strips, and I had just had my cycle when these had came in, and so I knew it was a little bit too early to be testing. Just a brief background on my cycle. I have a 34-day cycle. I've never had a regular cycle since my last daughter. Sometimes I will go 2 weeks and then have a period, and then other times I would not have a period for a month and 1 week. So it just very varied. It was never easy and never consistent, which is why we wanted to go the ovulation route, because I'm sure you're thinking, if you're so fertile, why do you need this? We also were trying to boy sway. We have 2 girls, and a 3rd girl would be fantastic. I know what to do with girls. 3 girls would be so much fun. But I thought, well, just for the heck of it, let's try and see if we can have a boy. Like, you never know. So we wanted to just see. And in order, they say, to have a boy, you needed to baby dance during ovulation. So I really wanted to see like when my window was, because I really had no idea with my periods. But on average, 34-day cycle. So a few days after having my cycle, I had waited, and I will show you guys my chart in the picture of basically when I had started testing. And DPO stands for days past ovulation. I'm sure if you've been watching a lot of these videos trying to get pregnant, you already know all this, but if not, welcome to the world of tracking your period and ovulation. So there definitely is, like, the DPO stands for days past ovulation. And days before your ovulation too. So I have before my ovulation as well as after. So I started testing a few days before I knew that I was going to be ovulating. I say that because like their trackers can't always be for sure. So I used Clue to track my period, but that one was actually way off compared to the app that comes with this one. Which I do not remember the name of it right now. I think it's like Premom or something like that. I'll have to insert the name below. But that app was really good. That one was pretty spot on. And so that helped me figure out when. So I did all my testings, and then finally I started to see a peak. Well, my cycle, or my readings I should say, started going up, but they also fluctuated downwards, which is why I'm making this video, because I don't want anybody to get discouraged, because all of a sudden my levels were going up, and then you'll see it's like at 45 and then it drops down to 15. And it wasn't because of like afternoon urine that wasn't very potent or anything. Usually that doesn't matter very much, but I wasn't peeing that often anyways. I have a very strong bladder, so it was very potent urine. So I do not know why it dropped like that. And my guess is my hormone levels have never been normal, which is why I get hormonal acne and not regular periods anymore and stuff like that. So I believe that it might have been because of that. So just keep testing and don't drive yourself absolutely mad. There is only a small cycle or a small window in order to get pregnant during ovulation. So if you haven't ovulated yet, the sperm can live inside you for about 5 days. So you can still get pregnant if you do it beforehand, but most of the boy sperm will have already died off, and most of the girl sperm will be what's left in order to fertilize the egg, which is why they say if you want to have a boy, try to do it closer to ovulation, because then the boys have a better chance of getting there. So one thing that we did do was the testing, which was kind of confusing, but then finally when I saw a peak, I was like, okay, it's time to get going. The other thing we used, which obviously if you're watching this video, you probably don't care too much about TMI, and if you do, you should probably click out right now and just call it a day and go get your tests. We used Pre-Seed, which is basically it's a fertile lubricant. It's really good for making sure the sperm can survive. And so that was something that we wanted to try this time around, just to kind of help make sure things were happening. And then in my mind, maybe making sure the boy sperm had a better chance of surviving, because they say the amount of acidity and everything in your body down there is going to affect what sperm can live and can't live, in general, like healthy sperm. So that is another thing that we did. When I got my first spike, I think we baby danced like 4 times at least during that little window that we had, because we were very determined. After that, I ended up getting symptoms pretty much right away. Not right away, but maybe 5 days past ovulation, I knew that I was pregnant. And I've always known with all 2 of my kids, 3 now, 2 kids, that I've been pregnant when I was, because I just have sensed it. I've even gone into my OB the last 2 times and been like, I'm pregnant, and she took the blood test and she was like, you're not pregnant. And I was like, yes, I am. I'll see you in about 4 days. And so I would go back in 4 days, and then she'd be like, wow, you are pregnant. So I don't know what it is about my body. I feel very in tune with it. And I think that's really important, especially if you're trying to conceive, is just to listen to your body. Check your CM, which is your vaginal fluids, to put it bluntly, and see the texture, the consistency. That can tell you a lot about what's going on with your body. If you're ovulating, if there's an infection, you know, all that kind of stuff tells you a lot about what your body is going through. So I think that's something else that's really important to this, is when you are ovulating, it's going to be very egg white. It's going to be very stretchy. So make sure when you're seeing that type of, you know, CM, and you are getting a positive ovulation and you are trying to conceive, baby dance like crazy, because it is go time, girl. So I think that's going to be a wrap for this video. I am going to make another video about how I knew I was pregnant before I got the BFP, which is big fat positive. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications if you want to see more videos, because I plan to do videos throughout this whole pregnancy, just like I did my last one. And if you guys have any questions that you want me to address, please put it down there in the comment box. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next next video. Bye, girls.